welcome viewers. We have Kunal Shah, Head Commodities Research at Nirmal Bang joining in. Kunal, I don't think so there is anything else to discuss but oil in today's session with what's happening across, because clearly if you see in terms of where crude goes, we've already dropped to a 21-year low today. Bears are out for blood, clearly. 18% cuts on WTI. We've reached a low of almost around 14 and a half. Do you think there is a possibility of reaching that $10 mark soon?
See what has changed in last Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There are a couple of things which has changed in the oil market. Number one, in Texas spot market, the oil was traded at $2 per barrel on Saturday and Sunday. So the problem right now with the oil is, like I've explained before, so out of 102 million barrel market, demand destruction is 30 million barrels. And so far in the month of April, we've not seen any production cuts. Okay, so whatever production cut OPEC have discussed, that is going to start from the month of May. So right now, every day there is a glut of more than 25 million barrels per barrel. 70% of the global oil storages are now filled with oil. So the problem is where to store oil. So in order to rather than just throwing it away, they are selling as cheap as $2 in Texas. So I think I'm not saying that it can go to $2, but the fact remains is that this kind of glut in the history of financial market I have not seen, and nobody has seen this kind of glut where every day 30 million barrel is produced more than the demand. And there are 186 countries which are under lockdown, which are affected by coronavirus. So there is no chance of new demand coming in. So I think the prices are going to go down further. 1750, 1700 for the May contract. April contract anyway is going to be going to expire today. So there are clients who have been running long position. Please do not pay the hefty rollover charges right now and do the rollover by paying 650 rupees spread. Wait for it to settle down, because even if today is expiry, tomorrow, or we still have 9 working days, 9 days in April left. So I don't think so that it's going to bounce back, and it's going to remain under pressure.
Right. So, Kunal, what is the sense that you're picking up from here on? Till what levels can we go down? Because clearly, if you go to see, as you mentioned, there is lack of sufficient demand. There is lack of storage given the production cut. And that's something which has actually failed to address the supply cut. Now, is there a strong possibility that we could drop to $10? And if so, how soon?
Well, it can drop. There are two things in commodity you always have to remember. There is no price. You cannot predict the prices in shortage, massive shortage, and you cannot predict the prices in such kind of glut. So it can go to any levels because there is a glut of 30 million barrels, which is, this number is quite staggering. So what generally happens, I've been getting a lot of calls, sir, I want to go long in oil. My client wants to go long. Just tell me the levels. Honestly speaking, the levels are not going to work at this point. What is the trigger, or what is the turning point of all this? When the lockdown, we get a trigger from US, Europe, when the lockdown is going to get over. At that time, automatically demand for oil is going to return and production cut will take place. So the glut gradually will decline. So I think the moment we get news of some lockdown is being relaxed in US or Europe, that would be the trigger. You should go long in oil. But till then, I do not recommend to go long. And I think that it's continuously going to go, it's going to drift further. So May contract can test 1700 rupees on MCX, and I still recommend to go short in oil.
Right. And overall as well, when are you expecting this entire issue to, I mean, do you think there will be, some bit of stability that will start coming in once the production cuts are actually implemented?
Yes. See, the production cut, what as of now is 9.7 million barrels. Okay, and like I explained to everyone, the demand loss is more than 30 million. So 30 million ki demand which is gone from the market, vis-a-vis we are going to get the production cut of 10 million roughly. So 20 million barrels still going to be glut. So either the lockdown should open and this economy should start consuming oil, then only this market is going to stabilize. So this market will not stabilize until we have this lockdown being relaxed in the major developed economies and even in India. So India is also considered one of the largest consumer of crude oil, and in India also the lockdown is continuing. So till the time this is not getting, it's not relaxed, lockdown is not relaxed, I don't see any easy answer that where it can end. I think it's still going to go down. But the moment we get the clarity that the lockdown is getting over and it's going to be relaxed, at that time it will spurt quite sharply. But I think still there is more time left. So till now, I still recommend to go short only. Earlier, I was of the view that the May contract should not go below 1900, 1850. But I think it can very well test 1700. But I clearly told that not the time to go long. Still wait, and I think that still it looks weak.
Right. Another factor, Kunal, I want to discuss with you is with regards to where the US rig count goes. If we go back to, say, 2015 oil supply gut, there was a very heavy focus on the US rig count. Now, at that point in time, the rig count actually fell, I think, to its lowest level that we, probably during the period of the June 2016. Now, if we have to look at the current situation, the same rig count measure has started to fall from its peak, but we are still nowhere close to reaching the same level that actually pushed oil prices high in 2016. So to put things in perspective, the total US total rig count is down from its December 2018 peak by 51%, but it's still up over 25% from its recent lows. How do you put this into perspective? What are your estimates indicating? Because it is highly likely that it will at least take a month or two for the rig count numbers to reach the previous levels.
I think the rig count levels are definitely going to drop. And I think a lot of oil companies are going to file for the bankruptcy going forward. They will require US Federal Reserve support. It's not sustainable. The average cost of production of the shale oil, which is basically the major production in US, is $40 to $42. So can you imagine a scenario where you are getting a commodity which is costing at $40 and now it is sold at $15? So how the companies are going to sustain? So I think a lot of bankruptcies are going to be filed in. The rig count of US is going to drop quite sharply. There is no question of now anybody putting oil. So this is one of the biggest industry, and this kind of COVID-19 event, this industry was not at all prepared. So after airline, even the shale oil, the entire US oil industry, I think it's gonna see a massive wave of default if the prices continues to remain over this level. So I see that oil rig counts definitely going to drop significantly going forward in next 2 months.
Right. However, do you think there is a possibility that there could be winners also emerging out of this situation, especially the owners of storage capacity onshore and offshore?
Well, they will be benefiting, but broadly, I would say the economic benefit from that is going to be very minuscule. So the storage guys are going to definitely make money, but the broader loss in the economy because of the way oil is crashed. So may it be plastic industry, may it be naphtha, may it be kerosene, diesel, petrol, whoever has been producing this, oil refineries, they are sitting on the huge inventories and their material is not getting sold out. Very strange sort of demand pattern. So maybe when you refine a crude oil, you get a lot of products. So some of the products are having demand, rest of the products are having no demand. So if I put a liter of crude oil in the refinery, I will get diesel, I will get petrol, I will get naphtha, I will get kerosene, I will get heating oil. So all these products will not get demand, but at the same time, the plastic demand will be there. So they will, the entire ecosystem, forget about the storage guys, the rest of the guys are going to make huge losses because of what has happened.
Okay. And moving away from crude, what's the sense that you're picking up, especially in terms of gold? Because now, last two trading sessions, at least, we are seeing some bit of profit booking that has started to come in. Do you think this profit booking scenario will continue? And if so, what levels are we looking at?
I think if you look broadly, my sense is that we are going to see gold may dip further because the way oil prices are going down. The firm I'm talking on our show, it is now stoking deflationary concern. So now let us assume that oil remains at $20 average for next 2 quarters. So the inflation, forget about the inflation after so much money printing. So that can lead to some adjustment and some bit of profit taking in the guys who are holding gold. So expecting tad low for the trading perspective. Longer view, still bullish, but I'm expecting gold to test 45,400 from the trading perspective.
Right. And overall, from a longer term perspective, do you expect a bounce back? And if yes, from what levels are you expecting a bounce back?
Level wise, maximum on CME $1,650. Again, that should be the good levels to rebuild your positions. And on MCX, that should translate into around 44,000. The broader call still remains bullish on gold.
Right. So broader call still remains bullish with regards to gold. So gold and crude, two commodities that we should be watching out closely as well. Thank you, Kunal, for joining in on the show. We will come back to you to get more updates, especially in terms of what's happening with crude, because these are unprecedented times for economies, but similarly, it's an unprecedented time that we have been witnessing for the oil markets as well. Thank you for joining in.